This is the Ibala of our changing world. So, this fellow, Darren, he's in a real bad situation, I think. And let me start by saying this, that financial matters can often be a source of real tension in relationships, especially when there is a significant gap between the financial situation of both partners. This is what happened to this guy, Darren. As soon as he got married, this happens to him. As a young man who is much less well off than his wife's family, he faces a delicate situation that he deems humiliating, and his reaction was intense. So Darren came on social media because he's looking for advice on this particular situation that he faces. And here's what Darren wrote: My wife comes from money, while I'm a regular employee who lives from paycheck to paycheck. So far, our wedding, it was natural that her dad covered everything. As he claimed, they have money. So dad decided to cover everything. When we got on the plane for our honeymoon, she sat first class. And I realized my ticket was economy. She said, This sucks, baby, but dad says he's not your ATM. Furious, I left her on the plane. An hour later, her dad called. I was shocked and couldn't believe it when he said, that's her dad, I gave you a dream wedding and a dream honeymoon and didn't ask you for a dime. Is this how you treat my daughter? He added, My daughter is used to a certain lifestyle, and I'm going to keep giving her that. But you keep, but you need to understand that I will not provide for you too. Now, his words only made me more furious. I told him that I cannot accept being humiliated just because I am not rich like them, and hung up on him. My wife tried to convince me to go on the honeymoon on the next flight. But when I refused, she decided to come back home so we can talk. Am I wrong to react this way? This is what Darren is saying. Now, wow. I don't know, man. I think Daryl at this point needs to reflect on whether the current dynamics between you and your marriage, whether these dynamics are sustainable and whether they are not, they are healthy for you. Consider the long time implications also, Darren. I think you should consider that. The long term implication of your wife's lifestyle, her expectations, and her father's direct involvement in your marriage and in his daughter's life. You know, I think you need to take steps to protect your own self respect and your well being. You also should, probably reassess the viability of this relationship between you and your wife. No, people can have money. Money comes and money goes. Well, here's a situation where your wife, her family has money. Now, her family having money doesn't necessarily mean that she'll inherit money. Doesn't necessarily mean that. But look at it from this. I'm looking at this thing and I'm saying, wait, you just got married to this woman. She's your wife. Her father bought her a first class ticket and bought you an economy. She's quite aware of that. Now I know, I understand the situation that men, we are here to love, to protect, and to support our women. But I think in this situation, it's the wife's responsibility to protect her husband. She know her father better than her husband. Why couldn't she say to her father, listen, I know you have done a lot for us. I know you spent a lot of money on this wedding. And you know that my husband doesn't have it. I love my husband. I love you, Dad. But I can't sit up there in first class while my husband sits in economy. I would much rather sitting with my husband. So give me an economy ticket also. But no, no. I think this is a big red flag for the husband. She's showing him that, hey, you don't have it. You want to sit behind me. I'm up here in first class. I think this guy needs to reassess this whole thing. Get his thing together. Self-respect is very important. I think this whole thing started out badly. What do you think? This is the eyeballer on our changing world.